There are always two sides to every story, and I guess mine isn't any different.
Here is Gracie Gold.
Star in the making the last several years.
There was the side that the world wanted to see, and then there was the reality I was living.
One of the darlings of the Sochi Olympics.
She's so good.
The world wanted to believe in a girl who had it all, and then one day she was gone. I disappeared from the sport and the life I had, leaving the world asking, what happened to Gracie Gold?
She could not have skated better than that.
She's got the ability, but what happened?
You know, how does the world perceive the question of like what happened to Gracie Gold? I assume that it was just everything kind of got the best of her. She retired. Not an uncommon fall from grace, so to speak. You know, I just like assumed that was kind of the perception. I don't think people know like how bad it really was.
Please welcome Gracie Gold.
Figure skating it was like everything to me. It just spoke to me in a way that like other sports didn't. Like it felt like I belonged there, and the other sports that I tried, it was something I did. I didn't view skating as anything other than like just one of my outlets. Like this, it was just a thing that I did.
Denise Gold, you must be very proud of your daughter.
I
She's
am.
doing great, isn't she? She started skating when she was almost 8 years old, and these pictures are just dynamite. I mean, look at that. Did you know right off the bat that she had talent?
I knew when she was tiny that she was an extraordinary athlete. When she started skating, the coaches said she was very talented, but I think they probably tell a lot of, I don't know if I believed it right away, but everyone has always said that she has a special talent.
Probably the biggest change in my relationship to skating happened when I was 16, 17, because it was the first time I was like, oh, like this is what I'm supposed to do in life. The first time I was going down the wrong path was the summer before the Olympics. So this is like summer, fall of 2013 is when I had come home from a tour. My coach at the time was like you've put on weight. The way that it was presented to me was like, look, we let you go on a slightly longer leash and you come back and you're fat. That's essentially what was told. And so before this, I never really cared what I put in my body. Like, essentially, I found out that like anorexia and bulimia pages and like forums online exist. So I just looked them up. How long can I go without eating? I was hungry, but I pushed through, and I woke up and I wasn't that hungry. And I was like, oh, this is maintainable for a short amount of time. And so here's the thing, like skating is a lightweight sport. That is what it is. So, you know, I started skating better. I started performing better and doing things that I hadn't done before. So that is where the issue though came, is where if skating wasn't going well, you know, it was, I need to restrict my calories more. What that started was that opened the door to other things that I wasn't. It was like a gateway to get to where I ended up.
Well, I assume that the long-time goal probably is to get to skate internationally, hopefully on the Olympic team.
Yeah, I would love to be part of the
thing,
2014, 2020 Olympics.
2020, 2014, and
2020.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
You know, people knew at the Olympics that like I wasn't eating. Like it was pretty clear that I was having some disordered eating, but it was borderline justifiable because it's like the Olympic Games. That's a weird time to intervene in an athlete's life. No, like the intervention would have been met with straight hostility. The post-Olympic depression, that's a very kind of like real trend. You know, it was that feeling that like you had peaked at 18 and now what? I was so able to keep people at arm's length as a safety measure, though, like no one really saw me. Because depression is read as behavioral for a while. It's read as laziness, sloppiness, irritability. It's behavioral in a lot of ways. No one was asking, what is off inside of you that is making you unable to do the things that you want to do? Because I would say, but I want to do all these things, but I can't. And the answer of me saying, yeah, I'm just overweight. That shouldn't have been like a good enough answer, but it was. I focused all of my efforts on becoming as thin as I could. So I get this weight loss drug and I start taking Sudafed, like that you can buy over the counter, like a lot of it. And I'm just like chugging caffeine, any kind that I can get. And I've decided to not eat. I essentially got it all together for my Firebird year.
That was some answers.
She could not have skated better than that.
Wow.
That was maybe like the darkest because everybody knew that I had been using laxatives. When I was drug tested at competition, I reported them. There is documentation that I was taking an insane amount of laxatives. I didn't know any other way. And no one stopped me. People turned an eye, and I also wasn't always forthcoming, as typically people with certain issues or addictions, or they aren't. This is fall of 2016. I'm depressed, actually. This is the dopamine levels in my brain are low, but I don't have the words at the time to say what's going on. I had the kind of depression symptoms that were sleep all day, eat all day, literally barely being alive. So I just covered all the mirrors in my apartment first off, and I am not leaving. I only leave my apartment to go to the rink, right? I'm almost borderline agoraphobic. And so kind of at this point is when I'm considering about ending my life. So I was trying to think of reasons why seeing 2018 would be beneficial at all. I didn't feel like I deserved to be alive because I was given all these gifts in life and I had done nothing but squander it. For some reason, somebody lets me show up to Champs Camp, right? The summer Team USA check-in point before the international season of an Olympic year. The only two people that intervened were a team doctor and a trainer from the US Olympic Committee. I decide to tell these two women parts of my story that nobody knew yet, and all of the really bad stuff that was going on, because I was somebody should know before it's all over what really was going on. And that moment led to them getting me an emergency placement in a treatment facility in Arizona. So between my morbid curiosity and my need for validation or attention is where, we found help. America loves three stories, right? America loves a comeback story. America loves an underdog story. And America loves the fall of a hero. Maybe that's why people like to hear my story, because it's kind of maybe strange to be all three, but I am all three stories currently. The past year and a half of my life has given me a lot of gifts, and it's essentially my life has come back to me. Post-treatment Gracie, part of the reinvention was not creating anything that I didn't already have, but removing some walls and some boundaries that I had set with the world. With freedom, it's authentic, it's me. It's me right now. We're not trees, we're not buildings, we're not stuck where we are. If something wants to change, we can. I hope in my life that I never lose myself again. I hope that I listen to my gut and that I make the best decisions that I can in the moment. And I hope that I live a life with no regrets. One that is honest and true and authentic.